Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kion Live Tour. Um, really appreciate you all joining me today. We're going to get started here. My name is Shane Quinlan. I'm the VP of Product at Kion. I've been here for over a year. My background is working in the Fed space and healthcare and cybersecurity and finding ways to make all our lives better when it comes to working in the cloud is something I've been working on for a very long time. Um, so, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk a little bit about what Kion is, set some baselines, and then we're just going to jump into it. Like we said, this is a live tour. It's not fake, it's not spoofed. I didn't record this ahead of time. If Anyways, it's going to be a live tour. So we'll jump right into the demo after we just do a little bit of level setting. If you want to ask questions, you can use the Zoom Q&A feature. I'm happy to pivot the direction of the demo to make sure that it answers the questions that you have about the platform. And then at the end, share some next steps. If you want to keep exploring what Kion can do for you and for your organization, we'll open it up and make sure you have an opportunity to figure that piece of it out too. So, really here, up here at the top, before we jump into it, if y'all can help me out, add this in the chat, or you can add it later as you get into it. If there's something that you really want to make sure that you get out of today's demo, let me know. The last thing I want to do is demo for the sake of demoing. So if you've got something that you want to see coming away from the live tour today, call it out in the chat. I would love to know to get a sense of how I can steer this to better suit what y'all are looking for. So, all right. So, let's take a little bit of time here to break down what Kion is and what we're going to show during some of the demo today. So Kion is a self-hosted platform that helps you unlock what cloud can do for your organization. And by that, what we're really focused on are preventative controls, clear visibility, and ways to automate some of the processes that you have that set clear guardrails to make cloud safer, compliant, more efficient, and cost-effective. And also the visibility you need to understand how to set strategy, change the course of direction, what you want to do now, next, and later when it comes to working in the cloud. We support Google Cloud, Azure, and AWS. Like I said, we are self-hosted, which is a little bit different. It gives you full control over the data um, that you are collecting about your cloud environments. We also really pride ourselves in going beyond just being a find and fix or a just like a report and remediate solution. We help you set clear and active controls that build those guardrails that help prevent non-compliance or prevent budget overruns from ever happening in the first place, not just telling you all the problems that you have to go out and fix later. The other thing that we really pride ourselves on is that we help you get direct access to cloud native type capabilities. So we're not a service catalog, we're not a broker. We don't give you this platform. We don't teach you how to use Kion. We let Kion be a platform that helps users learn how to and get access to the cloud native tools themselves. So we're not going to teach users how to use Kion. We're here to use Kion to help them get access to the AWS Management Console or to start getting set up in AWS CLI or build applications that have service roles that share components across different parts of your estate. Like, we're here to help you use the cloud and take advantage of it, not get in the way or water down those capabilities. And then lastly, like we are here to help not just technical users and not just non-technical users. We're not just cute reports, and we're not just a CLI capability. We offer all of that and everything in between, which is a really powerful tool for uniting your enterprise, your organization around what it is that you're trying to do, what you're spending, what your compliance looks like, how secure you are, what your cloud actually looks like from an organization standpoint, and what people are doing every day. So that's Kion. Like I said, quick intro. We're not going to spend the whole time taking a look at PowerPoint. We're going to jump into looking at the tool. So let me go ahead and switch over here to a browser with a live environment. And we'll go ahead and get logged in. The first thing you'll notice is that Kion supports all of these different SSO integrations out of the box. So if you already have enterprise SSO set up, you've got your own IDMS, great. We're here to work with you. And we can leverage the systems you already have in place, map user groups and everything else to help you get access to cloud native resources with a couple clicks. which is pretty great. If you're a user, you already have a development user group, you know that they need to have access to the development environments, then set it up. Just connect that user group to the identities that we set up in Kion, and then our cloud access roles let you jump into those accounts right away and start taking a look at actual cloud resources. A lot of what folks do in Kion every day is use it as that front door to help them get access to the right IAM roles with the right policies on the right projects at the right time, and nothing more. So Kion can be your front door to the cloud, but we can be a lot more than that too. So you'll see here on the dashboard, we're showing you insights around what your spend looks like, where your compliance looks like. Over here on the left, we have all of these controls to help you with everything from investigating specific resources, setting budgets, having large funding sources, pull down funding across time. We have operational flows for requesting archiving compliance findings or requesting a new account and vending new accounts or integrating the financials you already have. All of that here inside Kion. Where I like to start with taking a look at the platform isn't the dashboard, even though the dashboard is a great place to help you orient and decide how you can make cloud operations better today. Where I'm going to get started is the org chart. And I think this is where you can start to get a sense of the magic of a capability like this. So Kion doesn't just unite like all your accounts under one roof. We also do multi-org. So if you have several payers set up, that can be really gnarly. But we can actually unite that under one system so you can see it all in one pane of glass, which is dope. And I'm sorry I said pane of glass. It's a personal point of pride. I don't like saying it. But we can unite all those organizations. We can unite all those CSPs and all those accounts in one single view. So getting that total landscape of your cloud estate in one place. That alone can be really powerful for some folks. But what we do is we take that organization and we use that to drive policy, budgeting, and tons of other functionality throughout the product. So you'll see here, we're starting with our policy view. And this is where we're taking advantage of our cloud rules. There's really two fundamental capabilities of Kion. One is cloud rules and the other is cloud access rules. Cloud rules let you set different policy types. So whether you want to set an ARM template on Azure or a CFT on AWS and IAM policies on Google Cloud, cloud rules are those cloud native capabilities wrapped up in one convenient package that you can apply across your organization to make stuff happen. We are an action platform, not just an insights or reporting platform, not just a notification platform. We help you stop bad stuff from ever happening. And we do that through the cloud native tooling. So it's not some separate language you have to learn or some new, anyway, we're not making you learn some new set of policy language. We're taking advantage of cloud native tooling to help you set compliance posture or ensure that users have least privilege enforced, or to make sure that we're not using non-US regions. All of those things are things that we can drive through cloud rules. And you'll notice they're broken up into inherited and local. So we have our organizational units, our OUs, and we can layer out and structure our organization to mirror what our company looks like in terms of people, which is great. We want to be able to understand our cloud in a way that makes sense as people, not just as technical diagrams. And so here I can see like, all right, across my entire organization, I'm going to set a couple rules. I have one rule that drives the golden AMIs that everyone's going to use, one rule that sets my security baseline, and another one that's going to restrict non-US regions. So we're not going to start running resources in China or Europe. We're going to run it all in the US. Cool. And I set that locally, but you see it starts to inherit down across those organizations, the rest of my organization. So maybe that's what I've inherited is good enough for corporate IT. But when we get to marketing, we're going to add deny public S3 buckets. When I get to R&D, now maybe we have some federal contract requirements. And so we're going to layer on some CMMC2 compliance standards to make sure that we're always building a compliant environment. And as we work our way down through the organization, we can start adding either more controls or adding exceptions as we need to make it mirror what we need to do inside each of those spaces. So government projects, we're going to go FedRAMP, biomedical. We may add some HIPAA controls, technology and innovation. We may add a network security baseline. And then as we keep breaking our way down, you can start to see how that applies down to the projects that own the actual accounts themselves. So our AWS account, Azure account, GCP account. Inside Kion, we can vend all of these accounts and set up a whole provisioning process that's tightly integrated with your ITSM. So new team stands up, they want to build a new app, they're going to take advantage of all the cool LLM features inside of Google Cloud. Cool. Like they can submit that to your ITSM and we can set up the automation inside Kion to handle the approval flow, build out the environment, apply all the controls that you need, and build a cloud access roles that let users actually federate into and use those projects all in one go, which is super powerful. We've helped organizations go from weeks to hand accounts out to teams and to actually provision everything around that to hours or minutes in some cases, which is a really powerful capability for helping teams get out there and do the work without having to worry about setting all the controls correctly and going through audits and everything else that comes with that. Building that governed by default posture is huge for enabling teams to get after the value of cloud, which is being able to scale infinitely, being able to be more agile, being able to push more and newer technologies with the services the CSPs provide, not sitting around tinkering with policy. So that's the policy side. But we can do the same thing when it comes to driving spend. So we can go all the way across our organization and understand what does our aggregate spend look like across the organization? What does it look like inside each of these departments? Are we on track? Are we off track? What are we doing? Are we overspending? Are we overburning? Are we going to about to run over our budget? What does it look like across time? And can we, what does it look like this month? We can start to see what our specific targets look like and how that's working across each of these different groups and start to take action. This isn't the only view where you can set those controls, but it's powerful for helping you understand what that looks like down and across the organization. And you can do the same thing for compliance. With our compliance jumpstarts, we provide pre-built resources that can go out and run compliance scans or set policies to prevent compliance non-compliance that you can pull in, adapt to your organization, and apply across all kinds of different compliance programs. So whether it's NIST 853 low baseline or CMM C2 or PCI or HIPAA controls, or you want to build something yourself, you can pull those in, adapt, create, add, and build that compliance posture and then start to report out on it with compliance scores. So understand where are the places that I need to actually step in and take action from a compliance standpoint. And where have I actually started to apply this compliance posture across my organization? Cool, happy day. The org chart is great. I don't want to spend all my time here, but I think it's really powerful to understand exactly how it can help folks orient, understand, and manage across their cloud estate. I think the next place I would jump in is taking a look at an individual project. So at the project, this is where we actually created the account. This is where users are logging in. This is where we're creating resources. This is where we have the functional day-to-day work of actually building and running in the cloud. So this is our ASMA research prod. We've got a couple of things going on here just to get you oriented. And I'm going to go from left to right because that's the easiest way to capture all the different pieces of what Kion can do across each project. So you'll see here, we got some high level information. The main thing we want to tee you up with is if you're coming in here to do work, like let's get you to work. You want to log in with a cloud access role? Cool. I'm an administrator, so I have all of these different roles, but maybe I'm a product manager and all I need to know is like what resources are actually getting run. And maybe I want to play around in Cost Explorer sometimes. And maybe I need a little bit more like that. I might have a read-only role that lets me hop into the AWS console and do just that. If I'm a developer, maybe I want a short-term access key that I want to generate. And that lets me use CLI tools and other things I'm using as a part of my normal dev flow or my CI/CD pipeline to take action in each of these cloud accounts. So I can either create that short-term access key and pull that in and start using it, or I can jump right into the management console on the web and start doing what I need to do from a clicking standpoint. These cloud access roles are really powerful. Kion can actually help you create, manage, and deploy IAM roles, whether it's users or service roles or cross-account roles. But we can also help you ingest and manage the roles that you already have. Most of the people come to Kion, they aren't starting from scratch. Cloud is not some novel thing. It's something we've all been using in different parts of our organization in different ways for a long time. So a big thing we stress is making sure we meet our customers where they are, helping them understand and take advantage of what they've built, wrangle it, and then use it to their advantage. So just really want to stress that. And you can start to see how some of these policies are applied. I showed you there's that top level control that says like you can't use non-US regions. So if I hop in here and I switch from North Virginia to like, I don't know, Canada, what's going to start happening? Like I'm going to start seeing these errors come through because I don't have access to actually take action here. We're not tying your hands. Kion is not handcuffs. It's not a gatekeeper. It's guardrails. We let you go out and do the work that you need to do within the bounds of what you're allowed to do. We don't stop you from doing something because the policy is set. The policy stops you from taking that action. So we're in the native tooling. Those controls are in place. I can still see what's available, but I can't take action with my roles if those cloud rules are setting that different enforcement. So that's that real power of Kion. It's not just that you can set the policies, but it's that you can let users run wild within the bounds of those guardrails, which is huge for enabling folks to take advantage of the services that are out there. All right, cool. Cloud access roles and cloud rules. I said those are our two big ones, and I want to keep hammering on that. A couple other things. We've got labels. Labels are cross-cloud, cross-org, cross-account tags. I mean, that's a simple way of framing it, but that's really powerful if you want to see your entire organization and understand, where are we enforcing it has to be a US citizen, or what are my production environments? Tagging is important, yes, and we can help you understand and report on tags. But we go a level further with labels that let you look across these different cloud providers and across the different organizations and tenants that you have and use a consistent labeling methodology to get an understanding of that. So labels, huge. All right, cool. Inside here, you got a little breakdown. You can start to see like, here's what we've spent, against my budget. I have a budget for the year that runs through June of next year. You can see how much I've spent, what my credits are. We've even got some estimated spend at the end of the month to help you understand what that starts to look like. Budgets are really flexible. We let you set no budgets if you really don't care. But we also let you set really strict enforcements around how users have to set financial plans. So you can enforce budgets. You can enforce that all of the funding gets drawn down from a broader funding source that you can set at a top level. So if you have a contract vehicle or a corporate budget or a cost center, you can pull down funds from there and enforce that top-down budgetary planning. Or you can just let teams roll up. If you just want them to build and run their own budgets and understand that cumulatively and set thresholds at a higher level and understand who your cost drivers are, you can run it that way too. We build budgets to be very flexible, to help you build and manage cloud costs the way that makes sense for your organization, and to help you evolve over time as you either add complexity or distribute that capability back down to users. Cool. Here's the accounts themselves. Like I said, Kion can help you pull in and create and manage the accounts that you have, but we can also help you create accounts. So we can either connect existing, create new, do it in bulk, import from other services. And as we do that, we can provision those accounts wrapped with cloud rules, associated with cloud access roles, with labels attached to them, so that when you have a new account, it's not just an account, which is basically a placeholder for the work that you have to do. It's a fully provisioned environment that you can take advantage of. It's using that multi-account posture to drive this new way of building and running inside cloud in a way that doesn't hold teams back, but lets them get after the work quickly and easily, and follows our well-architected best practices. All right, cool. Accounts. Jumping into financials. We talked about this a little bit. We can do a lot with financials. We can start to break it out. We can bake out our spend reports that give us more detail around what's happening inside each of these different spaces. So if we want to look at a couple months and do spend by service and generate that report and spit that out, we can start to see like what's really driving my spend. Is it EC2? Let's filter that down. Let's dig into what's happening. How are refunds impacting this? And credits, and what else is my big driver? Kion has all that financial reporting baked in to help you understand, investigate, and figure out how to take action. And we can start to show you some of your commitments as well, so you can manage that and understand what that consumption is looking like. But we take that a step further, not just budgeting. We also have a concept called enforcements. And then enforcements let you set either alerts or specific actions that occur based on things that are happening around spend. So, all right, cool. So let's say every month taking a look at spend. And if we are like, let's see, remaining custom amount. So if we only have 10% of our budget remaining for a month, we're going to fire off an enforcement. And that can either send a notification to an admin or the team owner or a specific group of users that are all taking advantage of that. And that notification will let them know, like, hey, like you're about to run out of budget. You should take some action, which is great. But we can also actually just start taking some action. Like we can start turning instances off. We can start doing nighttime shutoffs. We can start applying some more of these controls. Get to a place where, for example, if you're spinning up sandbox accounts, as soon as they get within 10% of budget, we make sure that we enforce you can't leave those on all night. And then if they start spending 100, we just shut them down. So sandbox accounts are never these like spiral out of control cost things that we've always worried that they could become. So you can create totally compliant, totally secure, fully provisioned and cost controlled sandbox accounts. And you can spin them up every hour, every day, every week, whatever you need in order to empower teams to get after exploring the work that they want to do. So enforcements are really powerful for tying those budgets you've set, those controls that you've built to actual actions that happen month to month, year to year. We also have savings opportunities, and these are our recommendations for how to right size or decommission different resources you have running and make your costs more efficient. So not only helping you be more predictable with budgets, but helping you be more efficient as you're more predictable with savings opportunities, which is huge to help you balance both of those aspects. A lot of times when we talk about FinOps or financial controls, we get very focused around discounts and right sizing, and that is important, absolutely a piece of it. But visibility, control, understanding who has access to what, understanding what's running, making sure that you have budgets set for that and enforcements wrapped around that to make sure that things don't spiral out of control. Those preventative controls, those will go a long way towards making sure you don't have a surprise account spinning out $10,000 a month for something that nobody's using. It's that kind of preventative posture that can be really powerful for helping to achieve that FinOps maturity and those financial management best practices. So now we jump into cloud management. And this is where you get to see a bit of the cloud rules coming into play. So our cloud rules are here helping to define some of these pieces. So you can see we have cloud rules for different compliance postures or company baselines, and you can see, start to unpack what those look like. So where they're applied, what they include, what those bits and pieces are of each of those rules that are applied. Oh, I just saw a question in chat. So someone asked a question, looping us back to account creation. I know I was just there. So asking about an account build process that is driven by Terraform. So a lot to unpack here. Kion does tie in with AWS organizations. We can help you integrate with and work with accounts that you're managing there. So if you want to start working with accounts that you're already pulling in from different spaces, we can work with you and work with AWS organizations to make all of that happen. We also have our own Terraform provider. So if you want to stay in Terraform and add in some of those baseline controls, we can like tie in pretty tightly there. And you can take a look at that on Kion's GitHub. You do not have to move your build to control tower. Like we can meet you where you are with the way that you're using AWS organizations, tied with the way that we can help with some of those baseline configs inside Kion. We can either supplement or replace the process that you have and make that tidier and easier in multi-cloud, or we can snap in alongside what you've got built. So Terraform is something that we love and we use too. That Terraform provider can talk to any piece of our public API, which is pretty powerful. You can use it to set labels, run cloud rules, create accounts, decommission them, whatever it is you need to do inside Kion. You can also run it basically through Terraform too, which is slick. And with a public API, it's easy to extend that if there's something you really truly can't do or want to do in a different way. We've got folks using Ansible Tower and other solutions tying into our public API to drive some of those flows as well. All right, I know I'm flying fast here. Apologize. Going back to project. Um, all right. So we talked about cloud management. We've talked about cloud rules quite a bit. We talked about cloud access roles. We also have the ability to support long-term access keys. So if you have something that needs consistent access programmatically to AWS, we can help you with that. We can help you manage your AMIs so that everybody uses a shared golden image. And we can help with some of these service catalog portfolios too. So if there's different configurations you want to make sure that you maintain and run, we got you. From a compliance standpoint, I know I talked very quickly about how we help you with jump starts, pull in all these different pieces to get started with running compliance. And so, those you can either create standards that you want to, or you can import standards that are out there. So if you want to run NIST 853 Rev 4, we can help you with pre-built policies for that. If you want to take advantage of HIPAA or something else, we can help you with that. If you want to integrate third-party tools like Tenable and some other solutions, we have solutions for that too. So helping you integrate some of those compliance and control and security findings all into one nice, neat, tidy place inside Kion and understand how that affects your overall posture. Those jump starts are really powerful. They include not just scans to help you understand where you're non-compliant. They also include preventative cloud rules that help make sure that every new account meets those compliance standards. So if you have controls around access or least privilege or encryption, all of that can be set and enforced by default, not just something that you check for and make sure is there or isn't there. So we capture both sides of that. We can help you with remediation. We can help you find drift. We can help you make sure it doesn't happen in the first place. And that full picture helps you make sure that compliance isn't just something that you can report out on and fix whenever your auditor points out where you've got a problem. It's also something that we can make sure is less of a problem over time and really drive that continuous compliance posture that focuses on fixing all of this as we go. Now, there's a lot more to Kion, but our time is running short. We do a lot with helping you integrate users, setting role-based permissions to make sure that users only have access to the pieces of Kion and the pieces of different cloud projects that they want. We help you across compliance. We help you take a look at the individual resources you're running and what that's costing you and what they look like. We have an integrated operations flow that lets you approve or deny different changes, setting exceptions, adding new accounts, finding new compliance requirements, making sure that all of that is supported. We have a reporting suite that helps you answer all of your questions about what it looks like across different payers, different funding sources you've established, what your users are doing, making sure you have all of those components, and then really expansive controls to make sure that Kion is adapting to where you are, supporting everything that you need, and meeting your account where it is in terms of the enterprise services already in place to make sure that we have a tightly integrated solution that works for what it is you're trying to do, the policies you want to set, the way that you want to run cloud. That's a lot. I know it's a mouthful. I'm always happy to talk about Kion forever and evermore. But what I want to talk to about really quick and then leave it open for questions because I can hang out for a little bit is if you want to take a next step with Kion and you want to start a 30-day guided eval, set it up, run it, see how we can actually help you understand and wrangle some of what you've got going on. Let us know. We're stoked about it being able to help with that. And our eval process is really powerful. So yeah, that's what you can look forward to as next steps, how you can reach out to us. I'll stay on. I'll answer any questions you guys drop in the Q&A. And if there's anything else I can do for you, please let me know. Awesome. Okay. I know we're a minute over. I'm going to stop the recording. I really appreciate your all's time today. Thanks for jumping in with me. I know it's a lot to cover in a little bit of time, but I hope you all appreciate that we do this live, that we do this regularly, that we have real people showing the real product, not just dancing around a PowerPoint. If you have any other questions, you can reach out to me directly on LinkedIn, or you can reach out to us, info@kion.io, or check us out, kion.io. Thanks again, y'all. Appreciate it.